How's it going, everybody? We got to talk about this Echoes of Abyss event and a lot of the drama surrounding it. Now, I did put out a video yesterday basically showing off a cheat code on how you could beat the hardest difficulty with only 5 characters. By the way, Hyperion was just like, he was just there because he's the tankiest character that I had. You can put any 5th in there and it works. It doesn't have to be Hyperion. A lot of people took issue with that because he's not a very interesting character, and I agree. Unfortunately, Hyperion is not super interesting. But I do want to talk about this event because there seems to be a lot of rage and drama and honestly a lot of misinformation being spread about this event, particularly the catch-up proportion of this event. This milestone 4, where you get the 7 yellow star Knull, people are claiming that you have to have gear tier 20 on all your characters to get this. That's just not true. It's a lie, or it's just super straight ignorance, because here we are on my main account and you can see if you're on difficulty 3, which requires gear tier 18 characters, you can equip all the packs minus Strike True and Boss Initiative, and you're gonna get the 400,000. This is your catch-up mechanic, right? This is more than reasonable. There's some things that you can definitely be upset about. Without this cheat code, is the Knull boss fight good? No, the Knull boss fight is garbage. I've been screaming about that since Knull boss fight was in Battle World, right? And you guys are gonna quickly realize Sentry's the same fucking encounter, just with no barrier. It's not a good boss fight. The reason I'm super excited about this game mode is not because of the way I got to interact with Knull. We found a cheat code for Knull, and that's cool. We can get more rewards if you have your characters built up to a certain degree, and we're going to talk about that. But the reason I'm excited about this game mode is because what it could mean for the future of boss fights in Marvel Strike Force. And a lot of you guys, you threw the baby out with the bathwater on that one, and that was really discouraging as a fan of interesting strategy content. Because we don't get that in Marvel Strike Force lately. And a big portion of that is that the developers, for some reason, they're trying to make everybody happy, and so they're making nobody happy, right? We're going to go through this. I am going to show you the team to use. Obviously, this is difficulty 3 right now. My characters are far too big for this to make sense whatsoever, but I want to get way more technical with what I actually did here because some people were confused. Again, you could use any 5th character here. It doesn't matter. Let's throw in Thunderstrike. And the reason I'll throw in Thunderstrike for this is, quite simply, these 5 characters, you cannot make an argument that they are not worth putting the highest investments in. We have 3 legendary characters, and although I hate Thunderstrike, even I will acknowledge that we know when Annihilus comes, this is going to be the Megazord team. It's going to be these 3 guys with Annihilus and at least one other rework character, right? So to say like, well, why would I have my Quasar or my Blaster built up to gear tier 20 if you're trying to get the luxury items, which we're going to touch on that, they are luxury items. It's just not it's a nonsensical argument. I'm not even going to be nice about it. It's a nonsensical argument to say that. But let's jump in here. Let's go through the strategy. I think you saw I switched Blaster to Radar, at least hopefully I did. And what we're doing here is we're doing all percentage damage, right? All we want to do is hit them with as much percentage damage as we can. For the record, my Living Mummy was 4 stars when I did the Insanity difficulty. So take that information as you will. Did we get a crit? We didn't get a crit here, so I guess we're going to reset. Yeah, we're going to reset because we need to have Quasar use this basic, which is going to call in a striker attack. It's all about percentage damage, right? Let's talk about the Knull boss fight for a second, because the Knull boss fight is not good. And I think that a lot of people who aren't using this cheat code are experiencing that for the first time for some reason, because when we used Astral in this fight, Astral is made to just give themselves shit tons of death proof and defense mechanics and then do percentage damage, and they hit into that match damage cap. But like the Knull boss fight is a suffocating experience. It's not good, right? You cannot stun, ability block, slow, expose. You cannot turn meter around Knull. All the things that include strategy in our strategy-based game you can't do to Knull. Is this a well-developed boss fight? No, right? And he gets way too much speed bar for every interaction. When you take a turn, Knull gets 10% speed bar. And then if you do an ability that interacts with Knull, gives him a debuff or hits him, he gets 20% speed bar. This is very similar to Sentry. This is not good game design. In our turn-based strategy game, Knull is all suffocating. So if you're trying to do this without using this sort of max health cheat code we're doing right now, you're going to have a bad time. And I agree with you. It's garbage. And I hope that future bosses that can hopefully use this sort of structure are not going to lean into that same sort of build. Okay? I agree with you guys there. But as far as taking him out with the cheat code, we're going to do as much percentage damage as we can. If you look at that last line, steal 10% health from the primary target, and always steal 10%, The ace attack does it too. So he goes from 98 to 88. Blaster doesn't assist, and it reads up that barrier. That's another part of Knull that was absolute garbage, is that Knull special gives him, it says 100 barrier. It's not 100 barrier. It's like 10 million barrier. So if you're doing abilities that don't take the barrier off, you actually end up doing 0 damage to him, and it feels bad. When I hyped up this event, I'm hyping up what the game mode could mean, and I'm hyping up the idea that we have this cheat code, okay? So again, percentage damage. I saw some people trying to use the Blastar Basic to take off rage charges or the ultimate because they thought it would hit harder. Again, if you look at that top line, still 10% max health and redistribute, we're just doing percentage damage to this guy over and over and over and over again. I hear this guy has percentage damage too. Still 10% health from all enemies. Does this actually work? I know the Ghost one works, but I know Satana has like a cap to it. See, that one didn't work. The barrier, for some reason, stops Thunderstrike and Satana. Not sure why that is. But yeah, those two characters don't work. It's fine. To say, okay, I'm trying to be a little diplomatic because I don't want to just be the rage guy. You have to allow other players to have fun content too. If all content is catered around people who are like level 85, here, let's see if we can kill over here to give Daemon a bunch of energy. If content is catered so that everybody can do every single encounter all the time, there's gonna be endgame players who are just gonna only have auto slot content when they play PvE, and that's not fun and it's not fair to them. The rewards for having your characters at gear tier 20 are pure luxury rewards. Absolute luxury rewards. Why is Quasar gonna take a dirty? Did he get rewound or something? What's going on here? I feel like he must have got rewound or something. He's popped off by now. The Knull catch-up mechanic portion of this event is extremely easy, and the fact that you can do it with gear tier 18 characters speaks volumes of what the intention behind this was. Okay? Go play any other mobile game. Like, go play Raid Shadow Legends. Look at a mythical character that was released within that calendar year or the year before. Go 2 years back. Look at the legendary characters that have been released in Raid Shadow Legends and tell me what avenue does that game give you to get this character unlocked on a mid-game level. Level 95, I guess, is considered, it's like considered mid to end game at this point. So mid to end game level. What legendary character can you get? You get the free legendaries that they give out, for sure. We get Thunderstrike, we get Quasar, we get Blastar, right? If you just played the game when they came out, you get them. It's the same thing as Raid Shadow Legends, but we get them at a higher level. We actually get them at 7 red stars. Again, people were complaining about the size of my Quasar and Blastar because they had 1 diamond on them. I didn't compete in those leaderboards. I did free-to-play components only. I spent cores on the Blastar one to buy the really bad milestone offer. I think there's actually one for Old Man Logan right now. The team that I use, guys, I did not spend a lot of money on whatsoever. So when people are saying like that's a Kraken team that I use there, that's just not true. And it was really unfortunate reading a lot of the comments because a lot of them, I mean, I don't know if it was rage bait or if it was just misinformation to the highest degree. But like, this is what I did to get the 1 diamond on Blastar. To get Daemon up to 1 diamond, I think I did buy him up to like 4 stars, but then I waited for him to come in here and I bought his shards up. And that's the only character I bought up. Living Mummy, he's at 4 stars, almost 5 stars because of the Alliance event. Hellcat, I used cores on her. She's almost 6 stars. But like Insidious 6, I did not spend a single sigil or antimatter on any of these characters. Same as Sebastian Shaw. I've spent nothing on them because this store, if you buy character shards, you will not progress in the other facets of the game. Whereas these characters will eventually be made farmable. There seems to be this really, in my opinion, unfortunately, misguided interpretation that you should be focusing on character shards. You absolutely shouldn't. Because there is a finite amount of character shards that you need for a given character, and once you get that unlocked, everything else becomes wasted. So if you farm Superior Spider-Man up to 7 yellow stars through your sigil store, when he becomes farmable, that is now a nothing burger to you. That is a non-event to you. If you're not farming the gear tier 20 for here, or hoarding this to farm the purple ISO, you are hurting yourselves when it comes to events like this. I only buy gear, you can see, I know there's a Mutant team, I am only buying the Mutant gear tier 20 from here now. So when you say that free-to-play don't have a single gear tier 20 character, first of all, you're wrong. I have to honestly ask you, how long have you been playing the game for? Because there are many free-to-play players that have Professor X unlocked. So they at least have, was that 25 gear tier 20 characters? And many of those players are now farming this stuff. And for just the Quasar event itself, when it had those 3 runs, or the 4 runs, it had Gear Tier 20 Mystic Uniques as the final milestone. Did you build up your Chapter 1 teams in order to get that? Were you too new to do that at that point? Do you think that all cutting-edge content should be completable by somebody who's been playing the game for 1/20th the time as other people? There's definitely a limit on that. Like, I think somebody who's playing the game for, like, a year, if they're doing things properly in this resource management game, 100% they should be able to do any sort of cutting-edge content that comes out. And I don't think there's a legitimate argument. A lot of you guys are going to try it. There's not a legitimate argument for that in Marvel Strike Force right now. If you've been playing the game for a year, you're level 95, you can 100% get those Knull shards unlocked by having those characters at Gear Tier 18 that are the most meta characters in the game right now. I know that this is going to aggravate a lot of people, but it has to be said. You're kind of being a baby. You're having a temper tantrum. You're crying. You're screaming on all different comment sections because you were not prepared for this, because you don't build up your characters for PvP. You don't care about PvP. You watch content creators that do nothing but PvE. All they do is make their raid teams, their arena team, and they do nothing else. And they have these massive hordes of gold and everything, and they don't farm the Gear Tier 20 in anticipation for characters because they're still in horde mode. Or they do something really fucking stupid, like you buy diamonds from this store. This is just asinine, bad resource management in a resource game. Now, does Scopely deserve some lashing out because of what they've done with certain diamonds on characters? Absolutely. Don't support their decisions by buying into it. Right now, I think what Odin here is like 700k for the 7 Red Star Odin in the Sigil store. If you buy this, you're an idiot. The 7 Red Star Odin is so marginally different from the 6 Red Odin. And you're spending 700k. Divide this by 35,000, times that by 5. That's how much Gear Tier 20 you're leaving out. Okay? Now, Knull and Quasar being put in that store with Red Stars, not okay. Because they gave Knull Red Stars away. They gave Knull Red Stars away. Now as a catch-up, they're trying to make people pay for it, which is going to tax their resources. That's something that we can rally behind as a community altogether and say that's bullshit. The Knull Red Stars should have been part of the milestones 1 through 4. Maybe they put it on the 5th milestone, and then you need your Gear Tier 19 characters to unlock the 7 Red Stars for Knull. That's fine. Odin being put in that Sigil store, also bullshit. He is a year-old character. If they put him in the, I guess it would have been Intel store back then. If they put him in the Intel store, okay, fine. But at this point, he should have went directly to the Diamond store, because he came out before Shadow King did, I believe. Or maybe like as Shadow King came out, and Shadow King just got put into the Diamond store. It makes absolutely no sense. All right, I'm with you on that. The amount of gold that we didn't get in the last patch, 100%. Absolute bullshit. We could all bitch, moan, and complain about that. But this Knull event, this is not the place to point your ire. It's just not. This is a super easy catch-up mechanic to get the yellow stars for Knull, and everything beyond this, guys, this barely widens the gap unless somebody gets extremely lucky and pulls diamonds for Knull. These are luxury rewards. This is a secondary vector that has so much RNG tied to it that the idea that somebody who can complete this is going to instantly just be head and shoulders even further above you than they already were, that's just wrong. In fact, I hate diamonds. Like, I fucking hate the diamond system. I think it's stupid. Needing 7 yellow stars to activate it, I think it's so ass backwards. I hate it. But even I can acknowledge, like, this is the perfect reward to put in an event like this that has the restrictions this has. If you need the highest geared characters, so you've invested extra, and you're going to get this luxury reward, and then you can get those luxury endorphin hits when you get lucky and you pull it, I think this is the perfect way to do this event. I think the structure of this event is perfect. The boss mechanics themselves, obviously we already went over that. I think they're really stupid. They're all smothering. It's just not good. But the structure is there. The structure can be built upon, it can be evolved, and it can be really, really special for Marvel Strike Force. People that instantly lost and then they complain, they say it's impossible, they say you needed to spend, I saw somebody say you had to spend $1 million. Obviously they're being hyperbolic, I would hope. But you have to spend $1 million to have all those characters at Gear Tier 20. Brother, we used 5 characters to get it done. Secondly, they're the best characters in the game. They're the characters that are for the legendary track. that are going to be for the Annihilus Megazord, which is going to be the best team. If you're not preparing for that now, and you then play catch-up when Annihilus comes out, and you skip that patch's entire fucking team, I'm not going to have any sympathy for you. I don't think anyone should. There's going to come a point where Scopely is going to have to decide. Do you want to keep hemorrhaging your endgame players, the ones that have been playing for so long, the ones that do buy offers? And I'm not even saying you need to buy offers to do this. I'm being super honest with you guys. There's nothing to do at the end game that is interesting. There are no rewards they give out in the end game that is interesting. We want hard PvE content. Some of you don't because you're not there yet, but when you get there, you're going to realize how fucking boring this game can be. If you're not spending thousands of dollars to compete against Krakens in War and Crucible, it is just as smothering as the Knull mechanics can be. I don't spend thousands of dollars on this game. You guys want to see what my newest team looks like? I'm being called the super mega Kraken, super unrelatable, blah, 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 blah by a lot of people. This is my fucking immortal weapons team, guys. I haven't spent a cent on them. I've been coring them like a super casual Windex drinker, which I am calling you, a lot of you Windex drinkers. Check out the stream. It's been pretty fun. You don't need to spend money to do this event. There comes a certain point where you hit the flow state. And before you hit that flow state, you get to do a bunch of other stuff. You get to do your Dark Dimensions. That is the content that's for you. That content is still waiting for you. But you get better tools to do it, so it's an even more enjoyable experience for you as you go through it. It's a selfish, self-centered mentality when you think that everything should be 100% completable by you, particularly at your fucking build level. The game needs stuff for everybody. And this is a fucking luxury. It's luxury, man. It's luxury. It's absolute luxury. And the people that are doing Insanity are contributing more to this global milestone to hopefully get you more sigils so you can learn from your mistake and buy some gear to 20 pieces instead of fucking Superior Spider-Man. You don't need your raid team at 7 yellow stars to get through the raid. You need them at 3 stars, which Marvel Strike Force gives you for free 14 days after the spenders buy it. I know a lot of people are going to be upset about this video, and it is what it is. We're going to go open up the diamond orbs to really give you something to rage off at. Or hey, maybe I'll pull all bad drops, and you'll see that this is not some sort of super crazy advantage that a lot of you guys think it is. Let's pull these 2 radiant orbs while we're at it. Can we get anything good? Boom! I bet you it's a 1. Yeah, 1. Got it. Ant-Man too. Let's freaking go. All right, give me another 1 drop. Oh, what do we got? Ooh, baby! Look at that kit-based character with all them diamonds on it. That was from the free turkeys they gave away, by the way. I haven't spent a single cent on this Apocalypse event. I've only gotten the free stuff that they gave away. 300. This is the 6 turkeys they gave us. That's some free shit. That was some free shit right there. You get a lot of that Marvel Strike Force, but hey, when there's one thing in the game that you can't max out, keep on bitching. Let's open up these symbiote orbs and see if we can get lucky. I would love a 2, 3, 4, 5 diamond on Knull. I'd lose my goddamn shit over that. Let's go. We're in a good seed now, right? Ooh, Agent Venom. That's fun. Uh-oh. All right, 8 more shots at this. Boom. Let's see the Knull. 3 diamond symbiote Spider-Man. That is a duplicate. 7 more chances. Let me see yellow. Oof. We want yellow or purple, I guess. 5 more chances. Let me change this song. The song seems obnoxious. There's gore, but that's not the right amount. All right, we're halfway done. We've had absolutely nothing to show for it so far. That's probably how it's going to end. Here we go. 2 more chances. Can we get lucky? Let's go. Nope. All right. Last chance. If we can just get a 2 upgrade on Knull, I'd be happy. Nothing for me. And you know what? Am I crying? Am I moaning? Am I bitching? Am I complaining? No. Because of the nature of those rewards, where they were for luxury rewards, they were not meant to break the game's balance. It was meant as a little, here you go for investing really big into your characters, and fuck Dorky Dad for finding that cheat code and making sure more people can open up these orbs than we wanted. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. And if you didn't, let me know in the comment section below. Bye for now. That's it for the video, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, make sure you like, share, and subscribe. Stay happy, healthy, have fun, and I'll see you in the next one.